Hey, what's up, gamers? This is Skelemystyk. I have come up here today to Cumberland Village for a special Through the Grapevine. I had in mind to have another one of my episodes of Grup Guardian play, so you guys can do another level and see what's going on with that. But there's been things that have happened over the past couple of days that I really want to talk about, that are on my mind, that have made me think, and actually not even made me think as to made me rethink or realize some of the things that are going on. I've had a couple people that I know who have been long-time players of Wizard and long-time recorders, well, at least relatively long-time recorders on YouTube, who have recently announced they're going to stop playing. Now, I, of course, respect their decision, and I think that they should do that if that's what they feel that they need to do for themselves. But nonetheless, like I said, their announcement of leaving kind of started me thinking along a train of thought here, and I want to talk to you guys about it. King's Isle has, of course, just announced that they're finally moving on with Wizard101. After a fashion, they're making Valencia 2, which isn't really like an entirely new world. It's new content, but not an entirely new world. And it got me to thinking about some of the reasons that people have been leaving Wizard. Among them are, well, honestly, the Polaris thing, while it was a new world and all that, I think that people felt it might have been too easy or too quick or whatnot like that. And, it just didn't really sit well with people. That and the combination of changing the PvP system and trying to make some other people happy, I think they've made more people unhappy or disliking the PvP system than they did by fixing it or attempting to fix it. One of my ideas for this brings me to one of my ideas for Through the Grapevine that not only will help players, but might help King's Isle. And King's Isle, guys, if you're listening, here's this. I polled the populace, and a couple of issues came up over and over and over again. Of course, the PvP crit and block system that people don't like. I know you can't please everybody. Trust me, I know all about that. You can't please everybody all the time. I understand that. But one of the other big issues that came up was customer service. I've heard that. If they have a saying that if one person says something, take it with a grain of salt, but if 100 people say it, it's probably the truth. And a lot of people in various areas have said, hey, customer service needs some work, They ban and mute people just off the get-go. And the content isn't really what it used to be. And whenever somebody's got a problem, a glitch or a crowns issue or what have you kind of issue that takes forever, if at all, to get responded back to. How about this for a Through the Grapevine idea? How about if we have a building, say, in the shopping district or, I don't know, anywhere in Wizard City, where a person can go, a real, in-game thing, where a person can go to have their customer service issues addressed. Maybe a kiosk, or, maybe there's a counter with players there. I know that's probably not very practical, the counter with players thing, but I'd really like to see, an actual customer service counter where you see in-game players addressing the other players' questions and concerns. I think that the best way to do customer service is face-to-face if you can. I mean, I understand there's hundreds and thousands and hundreds of people who have problems on a daily basis or even on an hourly basis. I understand that. I know. But I also know that nothing says customer service like face-to-face service, like being responded to like a real person. Normally, it's like anywhere else. You go to a restaurant and you don't like something. You say to this person, hey, I have a problem with this, and this, and that person responds to you right there, right then, with whatever answer to your concern. Maybe you don't like the answer, maybe you do, but at least they're talking to you directly like you're a person. I think that if there was any way to implement customer service in that way, that it would help you guys, Kings Isle, out a lot. And as well, you know, it would make the players a lot happier. Whenever Wizard101 started, way back in the day, there wasn't nearly so many MMO choices. And that's one of the things that really helped it shoot along there in those early years. There wasn't really a lot of other different things to play. It was really a new concept at the time. I mean, of course, other than WoW. WoW's been around since Noah built the Ark. Anyway, there wasn't a lot of MMO choices, and things were different then, and things were new and exciting and original and whatnot like that. And I feel that after a fashion, Kings Isle is getting like the old relationship cold shoulder. Any of you guys ever had a relationship when it's new and it's fresh and you can pretty much do anything and the other person likes you, it doesn't matter, it's all good, but after a little while, those little things that you do start to aggravate them, and even if you try to correct that behavior, by the time that they're aggravated with what you do, it doesn't matter what you do, it seems like they're unhappy no matter what, and that always makes it fail. That's the kind of thing you have here. I think that Wizard101 started out really new and fresh and great, and everybody loved it. And then there's a few problems along the way, and made a few people unhappy. And that kind of thing is just snowballing now to where things that aren't really that bad, people are unhappy with. So if we could have some kind of a more personal interaction on a customer service, I think that would be a really great idea to implement in this game. Show people that you care, Kings Isle. Show people that you care. That's really what it is. An email message is all well and good, but you got to get that email message out there, and like not after 5 or 6 days either. I understand. Trust me, I understand that there's a lot of complaints and comments and stuff like that. But I don't know, something more personal. It doesn't even have to be the player-to-player experience. You know, just something a little more personal. And showing that you care. I think that would be that's probably the best Through the Grapevine implementation of the Wizard game that I've ever come up with, ever. I hate to see people that I know who have played this game for 5 years, 6 years, or more, just suddenly getting tired of it and giving up the ghost and going. I hate to see that. And guys, I've been here for a long, long time. And I've seen a lot of that. And I'm seeing more and more and more and more of it just lately. There's a few things that we really need to get on, and hopefully, you know, it won't be an en masse leaving. You guys don't want the players to leave, and the players want a reason to stay. So I think that really it would work out well for all of us if something along those lines were worked out with. Another good idea that I had while I was just thinking about this, I was watching KI Live the other day, and they mentioned the free PvP for members thing. KI, how about if you had every once in a while a free PvP, it doesn't even have to be a week, a free PvP day for anybody, members, non-members, new players, any of that. How about just every once in a while a free PvP or a free gardening or a free fishing bonus day or something like that, just a day for non-members. You're going to get people seeing what they're missing. You're going to get them liking the experience. Then you're going to get them wanting to play more, and you may be getting them wanting to use paid content. Even better. Now that I've got some of this seriousness aside, I really don't like to get up and preach about stuff like this because I know I'm not perfect. I'll be the first to admit it. But I've been here for a long time, and I've seen these things, and it worries me. I hate to see this game going downhill. I hate to see things that are happening. So let me get on something that's a little bit more fun, because, well, I've had enough of that already. The other day when I was doing the Omen Stryborg drops list things, I noticed a lot of times if I was forced to use Team Up, that if we went in and somebody left and we were forced to leave, that we had to wait that grace period because we left the battle. How about if we only implement that time restriction on the first person that leaves? Because there was a lot of times I was trying to get this done. I know that you guys know, whenever I'm making these videos, there's times of the tongue-tied. Time is of the essence a lot of times. And there'd be a lot of times I'd go in there and for one reason or other, either no one had keys or someone was just doing it to troll or suddenly they had to go somewhere or they lost confidence or what have you. One person would leave and we'd all be forced to leave and we'd all suffer that time penalty. If you have to have the time penalty, if you must have it for everyone, shorten it a little bit. Please. That's a long time to wait just because you had to flee because of someone else. I think that is a great grapevine idea. I think that for players who don't know, this is a wonderful thing that they did. Players who don't know, even if you don't have membership, you can go to the Team Up kiosk in front of the bazaar and get into the Omen-Stryborg dungeons, the Polaris area dungeon like that. You don't even have to be a member. I think that is a great thing that they did. I'm not sure if it was intentional or unintentional, but it is wonderful. I think that anybody who wants to play that boss should be able to play that boss, and they have made it happen. Even if you're not a member, you can go to the Team Up kiosk and go to the Omen-Stryborg dungeon and get cool stuff. I mean, Omen drops a lot of mounts. He drops a lot of pets. He drops cool stuff. He's an all-around rich guy. He really is. One of the really best bosses for dropping good stuff I think that they've had so far. So if you're not a member and you really want to play that dungeon, by all means, go to the Team Up kiosk and get yourself in. You can get in that way. That's my little grapevine tip for this video. Let me think here. Oh, here's another. Actually, you know what? Here's another little tip. I'm not sure if it works all the time, but I had it work once, so I'm thinking that it might work all the time. If you happen to have one of those situations I mentioned just a minute ago where someone leaves and forces you to leave after them, I think that you can teleport home directly from the dungeon and not suffer that cooldown penalty. I believe that's what I had happen to me once. I haven't tested the theory fully. By all means, you guys test it for me and let me know in the comments if it worked out or not. But I teleported home one time, and I noticed that I didn't have the fleeing the battle penalty that I usually had. And I'm hoping that really works. Let me think. Here's another one I would like to see for Through the Grapevine. Here's a wonderful King's Isle tip that I think they should implement. And this would help out that problem with younger players or more inexperienced players who really need help, even better than the Team Up kiosk. And that is this. Offer people, say, call it a fellowship badge, where you get a badge for after having helped so many teams in Team Up. Oh, I'm sorry, not teams in Team Up. I'm talking about random players, because there's already a Team Up badge. Anyhow, people who are helping random players. If there's any way of keeping track of that, I would like to see people get a badge or an award for just going around. Because I see people in the comments all the time. They're not using Team Up. They're just good people. And they're in the comments saying, hey, does anybody need help? I think that kind of thing should be rewarded. I really do. You know, give them a badge for a certain level of it. You know, maybe you give them a special mount after they've done it 100 times or 200 times or whatever like that. You know, maybe they get a special prize for doing it. I think that, number one, that's going to encourage people to communicate with each other and play with each other more. I think that that's going to increase the strength of your community. And as well, it's going to make a lot of people who need help get help. And some other people feel really good about this game. And you guys, everybody, we need as much feel good about this game right now as we can get, because people are leaving. People are leaving more than they ever left before, and it's no good. Let's look for fellowship where we can get it. So I think the badge for helping people out in the game, or maybe some prizes that were involved in that, would be awesome. Let me think here. I have a hollow head, so it'll take me a minute to gather my thoughts. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. This is a personal one. King's Isle, please, if you could really do this for me, I would love it so much. You see this awesome skull wand that I have in my hand? if I could pop off my regular head right here and put that skull on for my new skull, I would love to do that. That thing is so cool. And I think it would be really amazing in this skeletal costume. I really do. You can hat or no hat, either way. If my head was smoking, that'd be all right too. But I would really like to see this skull on my shoulders instead of in my hand. I think that would be really good. No Othello here. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. This one's still probably the most minor one of the whole video. Can we make Omen Stryborg a pet? I think he is an awesome looking dude, and he would be really cool if he were a pet, just about the size of the Pale Maiden that I have here. Maybe a flying pet, that'd be all right too. Or maybe he could just be walking with wings, but I think he'd be awesome for a pet. All right, guys. I do believe that's going to cover what's really on my mind for the moment. King's Isle, guys, if any of you admin guys or staff guys are listening to this, please take some of this to heart. Hopefully this will, I'm trying to help out here. Use what little celebrity somehow or other I've managed to gain to talk to everybody and try to help the community out. I really do see the potential in this game. I've loved this game since my boy got me playing it. And I'll still play it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to leave the game entirely. I'm going to play other games. I do. I mean, you can't play one game all the time. Nobody can. But I don't intend to leave the game until you guys make it gone. Hopefully you won't do that. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, a good hard smash, because it's going to help me out. And as well, share this video because, well, everybody needs to hear it. Not even to help me out, just because everybody needs to hear it. Until next time, this is Skelemystyk reminding you, whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up, gamers? This is Skelemystyk. Welcome back to Grub Guardian Guide to the Gold. Continuing in Crocotopia. With all the fun and frolic that we have had here, we're going to be doing the Pyramid of the Sun today. As usual, I'm going to be using Queen Boots, my life pet. And we've got the Tomb of Storms done, and we've got